Hey, everybody, welcome to the return of the Friday Mailbag. It is me, shaboy, Jeff May. Very excited to be here. We haven't done a mailbag in a couple of weeks. I was gone. I was in Texas for a little while. Plus, I had last week was my birthday, and I just didn't want to do one. I know they're telling you have to. They want you to keep going and keep doing this, but I didn't want to. So I took Friday off, and I was gone the Friday before that. So welcome back. So I've got let's see, we've got lots of stuff. We've got new comic pickups that are right here. Stuff I grabbed in Texas, plus stuff I grabbed for my birthday that came around. And just for fun, we're gonna do a little break. So let's check this out. Uh, Dre's saying yellow card for acting like an 18-year-old at your age there, Jeff. Good to see we got Burrito up in here. So here's something this is the first thing I'm going to do. And this was a birthday gift from my good friend Oliver Allen, who is just an absolute delight. And he came to Mint on Card. And was like, hey, he got something for me. He also has something for Dre that is joining us in the chat. The wandering, unpierced left nipple cider served at room temperature, if you listen to the show. He actually got me these two little a miniature Arden Lynn from Star Wars Masters of Terrascasi, as well as this card right here. This Arden Lynn card. This, of course, the last season's of Nerd's Unfortunate Martial Arts. We did Star Wars Masters of Terrascasi. That is where this character comes from. And he just wanted me to have these. I think that was so cool. He also drove to get to Mint on Card from where he lives. It was like 2 hours just to come to the show, which is just such an incredibly kind thing to do. Such a nice, absolutely great scenario. Joe says, ooh, mailbag, was expecting a different showing. So these are the comics I've picked up over the last couple of weeks. I bookended them. Jenny Sparks, again, another book that really kind of snapped me out of I haven't been reading the comics I buy a lot lately. Just Tom King writing Jenny Sparks, one of my favorite characters, is fantastic. We have this absolute Wonder Woman, an absolute Batman. I'm like stoked to read these, by the way. A Batman and Robin Year One. Very excited to see this, by the way. Mark Waid and Chris Samney. A new volume, an issue of Creepshow showed up as well. I love Creepshow. You know, there's something about these like old sort of almost pre-Silver Age style horror books that I really just love. Not a ton of comics that I picked up, in spite of the fact that I was at a comic convention in Texas, which I'm going to show. So for those of you that were not aware, I was in Texas. I was at Big Texas Comic Con in San Antonio. While I was there, I met the fine people at Comic Arts San Antonio, and the gentleman gave me this incredible shirt, super, super cool. It's actually glow in the dark. It says "Read More Comics." That's the back. So this is the back print right here. It says "Read More Comics." And then Comic Arts San Antonio, on the front. The only unfortunate thing is that it's a large, which is my size. It's just really short, so you can kind of see like the bottom of my tummy. It's not like I have a big tummy that sticks out, but unfortunately, that was a bit one of those scenarios where it was like, oh, I don't know if I can wear this. Another really cool thing. I don't know if you are a Texas person, but if you are familiar with the sensation that is Buc-ee's, and Logan, you must be familiar with Buc-ee's as well. So Buc-ee's is a very, very popular, slightly insane gas station scenario here, and it's super popular. And I went there; it was insane. I'm actually gonna I bought this pillow, which is like it's pretty big. But I bought it because everybody in Texas was so crazy for this gas station that I was like, well, I want to get in on this absolute insanity of whatever it is that you crazy Texas people are doing. So I bought that pillow. Buc-ee's was crazy. It was a weird place that I loved every minute of. Last thing I wanted to show you guys from Texas was actually a gift. So I was crashing with my good friend Taff, who was an amazing host, by the way. Showed me a lot of really great stuff in Texas. Very excited. And one of these kind of inside jokes that we have is there's this really great comic strip by One Giant Hand at One Giant Hand. And so she printed as a birthday gift for me this one panel, which is just like very, very funny. This is stickers, and this is this one panel, right? You're a good kid, Larry. It's just so funny. And she actually printed a bunch of these so that I could send one out in my October packs to my patrons. So this one right here, it's just, I thought it was really super, super funny and actually super kind that she not only did that because of how much of a funny little joke this is. And again, shout out to at One Giant Hand for making this incredible comic, but then for also extending it to, hey, like I know your people would probably like this too. So I have that. So those are gonna go. Yeah, it is super funny. Yeah, it's great, and it's funny too because I think because I was there and it was kind of like my birthday thing, and she was super cool. I also she was like, well, while you're in Texas, I'd like to show you like weird stuff that you would like. And we went to the like Texas's number one holiday like Christmas store. And I went there and everything was a bit bulky and it wasn't necessarily like super priced. It's not Cracker Barrel prices, but I did get this because I thought it was funny. I love ornaments that are weird and kind of dumb. And so this was actually Dallas. So I was 3 days in San Antonio, I believe, three and a half days in San Antonio, and then the rest of the time I was there. So about half of the time was in Dallas, half the time was in San Antonio. So I grabbed this from the number one Christmas superstore or whatever, just because it's funny. I don't know, like it's Monster Jam, which I think is funny. It's a Christmas ornament, and it's just Gravedigger. I saw that was so funny, so I grabbed it because Gravedigger is cool. Um, a couple of things that I picked up for myself. I picked this up on my birthday, on the Saturday after my birthday. I didn't do anything on my birthday, but the Saturday after my birthday, my best friend Lisa and I went out and we kind of had a day. She's my co-producer on Mint on Card. She took me to get like foot massages, and we did an escape room, and it was really fun. And then we had dinner with Adam Todd Brown and his wife. So it was just a nice, like, chill thing with all the people that are really close to me out here. All the people with three people. But while I was there, we went to a comic shop nearby, and I found this 1993 Star Wars Galaxy box here, sealed. I probably could have gotten it for less. I probably could have gotten it for less online, but I like to support brick and mortar comic shops. It's one of my things, even though the owner or the guy that was running the comic shop was basically trying to explain to me about how people in LA are eating adrenochrome out of children or something like that because he grew up in Romania. It was one of those like absolutely insane things. But like I was like, all right, okay, well, you're a fucking weirdo. But also I'll buy this to support. This is a 31-year-old box of cards. I will save this box for a special occasion to rip. Maybe I'll open it around Christmas time if I can't find any like holiday themed rips or anything like that. Oh yeah, he was great. He was talking about like being from Romania and like he started talking about Ceausescu, and I was like, yeah, I was on Behind the Bastards talking about Ceausescu. And then it was just a bunch of stuff where the guy's like, well, I can only believe what I've seen with my own eyes. And I'm like, but you didn't actually see any of those things with your own eyes. And he's like, that's true, but I like to believe what I like to believe. So on top of that, and again, my birthday was very low key this year. I didn't really do much, and so really not a ton of like gifts or anything like that, which is fine. Taft, great gifts. And then I also I went to a card shop because Lisa. One of our things we did is we went to a card shop and I bought I bought a couple of blasters of Bowman U Chrome that I just opened in the car because I wanted to. But I also, the guy was really kind and he just gave me this card. He out of like the case, he was just like, "Yeah, take this." So LeBron James. Apparently, this is like the first card of him in a Lakers outfit or something like that, in a Lakers uniform. And the guy just gave it to me. It's a PSA 9, not just a really kind and nice thing to do. But then Adam, I will add, by the way, that yeah, Dre. I was gonna say, about to say this. Dre, send your gifts early so you can get Halloween things to send out early. That's good and bad. Dre, absolutely wonderful, did send me a Halloween gift, a birthday gift as well. So, while I said it was understated, that's not to say that nothing happened. Right? Dre was super super kind to send that out as well. Adam Todd Brown brought me my gifts as well. He brought to dinner, but he also bought me, I believe he brought me my Christmas gift as well, which was really funny. So this was my birthday gift from Adam. Dre, let me know if that looks familiar to you. Obviously, 007-373-5963. That is the code to get to Mike Tyson on Mike Tyson's Punch Out. So not only is this a card that is sort of a 87, obviously that's the year that came through, but it is obviously autographed by Mike Tyson as well. So that was the gift. So Dre said, I was so proud of gift, and then you one-upped with mail stuff and Nick Cowan on Nerd, you considerate bastard. Don't worry about that. Dre, I also have more stuff to send to you as well, because your packages are always different than everybody else's, because you always tell me to hold off and do whatever and everything like that. But I have like a box of stuff that's going to be a couple months worth of packages thrown together, including that gift from Oliver that is going to be sent to you. But Adam also brought my Christmas gift because he's just like, I just didn't want to hold on to it. I got impatient. Yeah. Adam and Dre both got me Mike Tyson's Punch Out trading cards. Super cool, super kind. But Adam also gave me this, which is a Shohei Ohtani rookie card, Gem Mint 10, Topps Holiday Edition. Now, the fun thing about that is Holiday Edition is sort of like Holiday and Big League are the two like lower tier Topps cards, which means that this was a bit more affordable. To try to get a regular 2018 rookie card in Gem Mint 10 would have cost an insane amount of money, but I prefer this because obviously I'm a big old Christmas bitch, and I absolutely love that. So I was super stoked to get this as well. It really meant a lot to me. And now for the other gift that my absolutely wonderful and beautiful, kind friend Lisa Harden, my co-producer of Mint on Card, she and Adam are like my two closest friends. And so it was really great to be able to spend Saturday with her and Saturday night with her and Adam. And so she got me this box. Now it's a very thick box, and so I'm not really going to be able to get the full box under, but she actually drew, and I'm going to move the box out of the way and I'll show this was taped to the top of the box. And this was her recreation of the actual Nintendo 64 box, because inside of the box is, and I'll leave a full-on N64 system complete. She tested it. There are the conversion wires that we have here to play that on an HD television. Two fully working controllers. Right? She tested it all. She wanted to make sure that it worked, including 4 games that she ordered online as well, that she ordered for me. Knockout Kings 2000, for very obvious reasons, right? Obviously, if you are a nerd and a boxer, this is a perfect game for you. 4-1. How did I just say recreation there? I don't know. So we have that now. Also, Mortal Kombat Trilogy is another one that is just, I loved this game growing up. You want to know something crazy? in spite of the fact that I owned an N64, I never owned Smash Brothers. Smash Brothers is one of those games that has always escaped me, so this is really exciting. Like I've played Mortal Kombat Trilogy more times than I can count. Knockout Kings, an OG Smash Brothers, yeah, so good. And then also another game that I sort of managed to avoid, but only for good reasons. Pardon me. People know this about me. I had to drink some water. But gaming is a thing that I kind of steer clear of, mostly because of the time that it absorbs out of my life. I become relatively addicted. So I was like, ooh, like, is Ocarina of Time. And so it's funny, she didn't really know much about this. She's like, Zelda. I was like, oh, hey, this is considered the greatest video game ever made. And she's like, really? And I'm like, yeah. Yeah, it's up there. It is in what they refer to as an S tier game. So these are the 4 games we got here. Absolutely love that. Love these. And it's so fun. Such a great retro console. I do fear video games primarily because when you are your own boss, it's such an easy way for you to like not do work. And I'm not saying that my life is all work, but I fear it. I fear that aspect of not being able to pay my bills. So a lot of people are making Batical references, which I really rate. Sorry, Jeff, we're committed to future nerd show on that now. What are we committed to? Ocarina of Time. It's the highest rated Zelda ever. Yeah. A lot of people are saying that the Batical, you could do Batical. So if you guys have heard Tom Ryman and David Bell doing Batical, and of course the Jaron Billiams episode. I think that was the character's name. Now, on top of that, too, I'm going to open these cards that were sent to me by my very good friend, Bob Shaw. He sent these a while ago. So Dre says Ocarina of Time. That's what we're going to do another episode on. That's interesting that you would want to do another Zelda episode, Dre. That's interesting. So these are Wildcats, and you'll see that the artists on here are actually quite fascinating. This is a set that was created, I believe, in 92 or 93. 93. So, hey, thank you, Emily. Thanks for the happy birthday. Yeah. So these are Wildcats cards. And you can see, like, obviously we have Joe Quesada doing this one right here. Jim Lee doing Hellspawn. Another Jim Lee, I believe. Is this supposed to be? It's Lynch. Yeah. So Lynch ends up being very big in Gen 13. So we have a Zealot by Jim Lee. So lots of Jim Lee stuff here. So Burrito saying that the best Zelda game is the remastering of the original game. Jim Lee. I'd say just because it's an original doesn't necessarily mean it's the best. I love the original Zelda, but there are better Zeldas out there. I always remember the day I got a Wii. I got a Wii on release date. I wasn't looking for it. I didn't need it. I just happened to have worked at the R Zone in Toys R Us. And so when the Wii's came out, I called my old boss and I was like, hey, man, if you have an extra, hold on to it for me. I'll come buy it. And he's like, yeah, man, no problem. So this is mostly Jim Lee. And then, wait, okay. Oh, so a Jay Lee card. That looks great. Dre in the chat saying that Zelda 2 is better than Zelda 1. That is a bold statement, Dre. So Burrito saying I camped out all night in front of Target for my release day Wii. Oh, that's cute. I just showed up to my old job and said, hey, can I have this console? And they said, yeah, absolutely. Which is fine. Mark Silvestri. Wait, what did Silvestri do? Because this says Jim Lee. But then we also see Mark Silvestri down here. So I don't really know why both men's signatures are on here. That's interesting. So we have that. I remember this. This is from issue 1, I believe. Marlowe talking to Zealot right after she appears. So I remember. Yeah, these are. It's interesting cards. I'm like, I got to be honest. I'm way back on my Wildcats trivia here for obvious reasons. Of it's been a while, and Wildcats really did represent sort of the hubris of Image Comics and just the like weird, maybe not necessarily fully sensical uh, comics, but they were beautiful. So Zach says, I worked in an electronics store when the Wii came out. At least 2 employee mums, one was mine, came out. But yeah, so I got the Wii. I got that Wii when it had first come out, and that was really cool. But I had 2 options of games. I had, or that I really wanted to get. It was either the Zelda or Red Steel, and I picked Red Steel because I liked the idea of like a gun in one hand and a sword in the other. And that was a mistake. That was a that was a mistake, wasn't it? We think that was a mistake. Ooh, we got our first prismatic foil card, and it's Pike. Sick. It looks great too. We're gonna have to protect that one. We'll put that over there. We have another Voodoo. We got looks like a little bit of paper loss here. Did we get that paper loss? Did it transfer here? I don't think so. I don't see any of the paper loss on the card itself. So seems like we're phase. But yeah, Wildcats, I mean, it got better like really when, it started to be more Wildstorm than specifically Image. Like that early Wildstorm stuff was best. Yeah, it's everyone's saying, I thought that was Grifter. That looks like Deadpool. Spoiler alert, a lot of characters looked exactly the same back then. I believe this was from issue 1, if I recall. Suddenly void dimensionally leaps into the wild. Yeah, that's when they show up to save Grifter and Voodoo. Ooh, what is this? Is this the checklist? Or is this just the end? Right? 100, it's... So that's neat. So this gives you like more of like a talent checklist. Ooh, I'm looking forward to seeing the Sam Keith one. Kevin Nolan's in here. That's incredible. I mean, lots of really talented. Joe Quesada we saw. Jeffrey Scott. I think that's actually J. Scott Campbell. That was how he used to go by in the beginning. So we see Mark Silvestri. Brian Stelfreeze. So I've really turned around on too as I've gotten older. Brian Bolland, Brett Booth. So Alex Garner, Cully Hamner. He's great. Adam Hughes is in here. Jeff Johnson, Dale Keown. Doesn't give Scott Williams any love, even though Scott Williams, is the inker that makes Jim Lee look good. So it's a bummer that he doesn't get his flowers here. I think Scott Williams might be the most underrated talent in comics because of the amount of work he's done to make Jim Lee look good. But yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, the characters were very they all looked the same. Like so many characters was like giant cyborg suit of armor mech thing. Love this Casada right here on I really think it looks great. So that's a really good one. That Spartan card. Okay, so we don't have the best collation because these were in a row as well. Which, come on, Tops, your Tops. That is cool. I wonder who the artist is on this one. Does it say on the back? Yeah. Pencils by Nick Manabat and inks by Kevin Nolan. Oh, Dre loves him some Scott Williams NBA references. So we got that going for us. All right. So, what's this, a big pile of turds? What are you, turd? Slag by Vic Bridges. I do like that they give the artists credit. I mean, so here we have, this is the number 1 card. A 100 card series with 6 prismatics. And then we have that. So that's pretty cool. Ooh, I like this. Who's this artist? It's interesting. It's Vic Bridges. So we have, I'm assuming this is going to be Silvestri if Warblade is in it. Marooners, Wildcats. Oh, that's not. No, Warblade doesn't have. I was thinking of the other going, Ripclaw. They're all stupid, man. All their names are dumb. Here's Sam Keith. That's a Sam Keith piece if I've ever seen one. So we got our bad guys. Yeah, like Scott Williams is inking so much stuff, and they're not. So it looks to me like some of the images are made for cards, and they get the credit. But some of them, this looks like it's a panel pull, and we see no credit here. That's interesting. Yeah, so it's just like if it's that, but if it is if it's like a card like this, they'll give you all the. Oh, and it gives you like all the stuff here, like all that's how they did their rankings, their power rankings. Those are bad, right? That's a bad way of doing it. It's a bad way of doing cards. I don't know. I love Jim Lee. I love his art. Super talented guy. But this was 1993, and it was the Image Comics boom, and it was like everybody was going crazy for it. Adam Hughes, of course, loved sneaking his like weird, sexy stuff in the background of when he was doing regular stuff. Right? Is that Alan? No, that can't be Adam Hughes. Is that? I thought that was AH for Adam Hughes, and I was like, oh, he does that. If you ever saw his swimsuit ones, but is this like Joe Chiodo or something? Cully. Oh, Cully did that. We have Void. So that's a cool one. Grifter. I don't even remember all these characters' names, The Gnome. The Gnome. So we got Voodoo. Another Voodoo. I think this is when she was like at her stripping job or something like that. Her name is Voodoo, and she's a dancer and then some. But I remember even reading this as a kid. I was like, do strippers wear full one-piece bathing suits with boxing headgear on? Is that a thing that they do? I don't think it is. And then Spartan as well. Ooh, this one's interesting. The pencils are by Sal Regla, but the inks are by Jim Lee. So you can see the Jim Lee-ness in it too. That's interesting. That's rad. I don't see Jim Lee inking stuff. It's like when you look at the first appearance of Cable, that New Mutants number 87, and you're like, hey, why does this look so good? And then you realize that Todd McFarlane was inking over Rob Liefeld. So that's Mark Silvestri. That's definitely. There was a Wildcats cartoon. It was on like USA. There was also a Savage Dragon cartoon. So it seems like the middle cards are the ones. I think people are going to want this card for obvious reasons, right? Yeah, it wasn't a particularly great. Oh, that's a good one too. I'm going to tell you, Jim Lee knew how to draw a sexy lady. So this is great. Bob sent me these. Bob also sent those Robin Hood cards that we'll be opening at some point in time. Very excited about that. I think this got like damaged by the foil of the package. Interesting. I'll make sure nobody gets that one unless they want a foil damaged card. It's just two guys with white eyebrows. Oh, it's the turd guy. What's his name again? Slag. Must be interesting in Britain. This is card 100, I believe, or 1? 1. So that's a cool one, too. If anybody wants that one, it's yours. And by the way, as a reminder, patreon.com/Jeff May. All you got to do. Oh, I remember this. This is Coda was her name or something like that. And she was like killing everybody. The Coda Assassin. Yeah. And then Zealot. Patreon.com/Jeff May. If you sign up for any of those rookie card tiers, you'll get cards in the mail. I did make an announcement that I'm going to cap the current rate on December 31st. So starting January 1st, that everybody will be grandfathered into the $35 amount, which is an insanely low price. Trust me on that one. And I'm going to be bumping that cost up just a little bit so I can cover the shipping explosion that happened. That's interesting. So that's Jay Lee, right? This has to be Jay Lee, or at least that's the style of his artwork, right? Yeah. That's a hard one. You can't really miss that. And there you go, just being doofy. Is that Dusty Abel? Jim Lee didn't doing a lot of inks here. Oh, those are clean. This isn't Jim Lee. Unless it's a pull from a, yeah, that's Vic Bridges. Zach, if you want a New Zealand tier, you can have one. It's just going to be like $80 a month. You can have that if you want. I could do that, but shipping to New Zealand is an insane cost. Like it is wild. And let's say, like I said, Jeff, totally onto me apart from the time that Jeff did stickers. Oh yeah, because we did those Wildstorm stickers. Yeah, like I didn't hate Wildcats. It was very interesting. The Void character was sort of the central point of Deathmate. This is a great piece, by the way. If you guys remember Deathmate, where Image and Valiant sort of intersected, and Dr. Solar and Void kind of had this like sort of romance thing going on. I remember that. That's from issue 1, I believe. There's that Coda assassin, man, and that sick zealot, and then them again. Lots going on there. A lot to unpack with that lady. She's got a lot going on. I mean, definitely check it out. The Wildstorm characters, I believe, are now property of DC. Jim Lee sold it to them in the early 2000s, and that's why he works as DC. I believe he's DC's publisher now at this point. Oh, that's a cool looking card. I don't know why they did that. Why they put these two cards facing each other. This guy, oh, I think this is the fire guy, right? Who is this? Lord Emp finds himself clutching in the clutches of a Cabal thug, a gun barrel pointed at his head. It's a Warblade. Dre saying that he has ideas on international shipping, Jeff. Future content, hopefully. Interesting. Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, I could do like even with the Canadians, I send it there, and like the shipping is like $17 to $20 extra, and that is that can be a little bit tough, but hopefully we can make that work. I think that Voodoo coming up is Adam Hughes. It looks like the way he was doing art in '93 or '92. So let's take a look. Is this AH? Do we see the AH? We do see the AH. It's right there. And of course, he would do it on the stage. Of course, Adam Hughes would put her on the stage as a dancer. That's his move. I expect somebody to request that one. But I do send requests in. I do send cards that people request. So if you are a member of the rookie card tiers and any of these cards pique your interest, make sure you hit me up. I will absolutely do that. And actually, the earlier you do that, the easier it is. I can just take them right from here, throw them in a penny sleeve and a top loader, put them in your envelope, and then I will package them all up. The packages for October did get mailed out. They got mailed out yesterday, so you should get them before Halloween. But right now, my next thing is to try to find a good padded envelope. Oh, that Maul. This looks like Sam Keith, too. Yeah. Oh, this one's sick. Sam Keith Maul. Yeah. Love the character. I love the idea that the character, like, he would get bigger and stronger, but the bigger he got, the dumber he got. So it was like this delicate balance of trying not to, like, become a moron. There's a lot of, like, voodoo doing this. That's Kevin Nolan. So Kevin Nolan, by the way, incredible artist. I believe he did Superman Aliens, and that is an absolutely gorgeous book. Oh, so Zach says, I didn't mention it before, but my package was sliced down the side. The outer bag. Oh, well, hopefully it's okay. I mean, it was a lot of cards and stuff. I mean, it was packed. So hopefully that's the case and nobody, like, stole your stuff. Yeah, there's not, I can't, once stuff goes out, oh, another Sam Keith Mall. But hopefully it's okay. Hopefully, I mean, if you got a bunch of cards, then you probably got everything, There was some stickers, some buttons. I think buttons. There was at least some stickers in there for you. So yeah. Okay, yeah, really roughly cut. What I'm guessing is they tried to process it, and it got like kind of like caught in some kind of a machine or something at the edge. Um, so yeah, if it's a rough cut, that's usually the case. Because if they're gonna cut something to try to steal from you, it's gonna be one of those things where it's gonna be very clear, very sharp line going down. Ooh, a Brian Stelfreeze piece coming our way with this Void card. And yeah, boy, is it. Oh, it looks almost Spider-Man-y. Look at that. That is gorgeous. Stelfreeze, man, I did not appreciate him. Like I never like he did a Marvel Masterpieces Rogue in the series 2 that I really hated at the time. Oh, that Adam Hughes, where she was like being targeted by some kind of missile and she's just smiling, flying through the air. And for some reason, I hated that card so much that it made me think that Stelfreeze wasn't incredible. Yeah, yeah, it is. That's a great point. That is an excellent point, Logan. To look at it too. This is a very Trinity in the air kicking pose before the like 5 years before the Matrix came out. Well, the Wachowskis were really big into comics, so who knows? Oh, that's a good looking card. What number is that? 61, right in the middle. I love this. This is where the fat guy's eating spaghetti and they break his neck. I definitely remember that. Who's this artist? That's interesting. Kevin. Oh, okay. So it's funny too because I was looking at it and like the inker used a lot of heavy spotted black in here, and I was like, man, that looks like Nolan, but it doesn't look like his pencils. And then I looked it over and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Nick Manabat was the penciler, but then Nolan did the inks. Zach saying, thank you, thanks for the shout out for Superman Aliens. Yeah, Superman Aliens is great. Actually, it's weird, but of all things, like Aliens and Predator always have really good crossovers. It's like kind of crazy. They've always been really great. There's also this amazing alien story. I think it's called like Aliens, like it's something religious. And the reason it is because it's this story. I believe it's written by Dave Gibbons with art by Mike Mignola, which is just all around just insane. Predator versus Wolverine. I have it. I haven't read it, but it looks awesome. I love the idea of Predator versus Wolverine. That's just like that's pretty awesome. Like that's pretty rad. But I did not read it. But I love that. I think there was a really great Predator versus Magnus robot fighter that happened at one point in time. Because the thing about Predator is like, because it's a race that can just go and do stuff whenever they want, they get a lot of opportunities. They get a lot of opportunities to like do whatever they want with the Predator character because that's just one more dipshit Predator. I don't think Predator versus Wolverine seems very unfair. I don't know who would be. There's one that's like Justice League versus Predator, and I'm like, okay, that's unfair. Check out this. It is impossible to miss that this is Brian Bolland, right? Like that is so Brian Bolland. It's not even funny. Yeah, like you can tell with like how he does the faces and everything, how good they are, the clean lines, the hatching, just really great stuff. And again, we have that nice Void in the Trinity pose card. 4 more packs. Let's see if we can pull another one of those Prisma foils. Hellspawn getting his whatever into Zealot's brain. Oh, we haven't seen. This is a different Matrix pose. Oh man, like I'm doing the physics to that, and that's got to be brutal. Hopefully, it says in here about how like she got twisted and her hips broke because it's an impossible pose. All right. Man, that's so good. Like, that's sick as hell. Jay Lee, you do good. In that mall. Super good. Yeah, these cards are gorgeous. Yes, these cards are absolutely gorgeous. Can't get around that. You look at like the X-Men by Jim Lee and everything like that, and then you see this, and it's like, yeah, like you can understand why everybody loves him. Oh, that's good. This has Nolan energy to it, huh? Yep, there it is, right there. Kevin Nolan, inker. This doesn't seem fun. This one's not fun. Hopefully, this furthers the plot. Yeah. Gifted Ones. Oh, that's cool. Why are they called Gifted Ones? Voodoo Mall and Warblade are the Gifted Ones, products of Caribum human interbreeding, giving them special powers and special responsibilities. They join Lord Emp's Wildcats to help in the battle against Daemonite aggression. Dre saying Pinnacle Jim Lee is Booberry. Of course, that is a reference to the latest episode of Nerd, where we covered monster cereals, and you can hear my totes controversial opinion on Jim Lee's Booberry box art, which sure is something. I don't know if you guys can hear a nice alarm going off in the background here, but my roommate's phone alarm just went off. Shout out in the chat if you heard that. That's fun. We like a little bonus in here. But yeah, I have a very controversial opinion about Jim Lee's artwork on the Booberry box art. I wonder who that is. Oh, it's Phillips. Okay, got it. Right, Joe Phillips. Zach saying, did I just see Gambit cosplaying as Deadpool? I think you're talking about Grifter. That's this character right here. Grifter is one of the characters that actually made it into the mainstream DC during the New 52. This is actually the cover to Wildcats #1. And just showing them all. Spartan, I don't know if they showed it very well, but he is a cyborg character. So that's, yeah. We have our Voodoo, Daemonite. And then, yeah, so Grifter does have that sort of look of, the Deadpool, that red with the black mask and everything like that. Well, folks, that's it. That is our last pull. Not bad. These cards managed to last pretty well. The only real damage I saw was on this one kind of like foil crinkle damage here. Are you so Zach says, am I an edgelord for liking this? No, the design's good. Like, here's the thing. Deadpool has a good design. Deadpool has a great design, actually. The only concerns I have with Deadpool if I roll my eyes at Deadpool, it's usually because the behavior is a little edgelordy, especially among like the cosplayers and stuff. Yeah, it's stupid. That's all. The character looks great. Yeah, don't feel like I'm judging you at this point. These cards are going to be going in the packages that are mailed out in November. Oh yeah, no, Grifter's design is sick. Like, a lot of that stuff from that era is super sick. So yeah, like it would be like saying, like, am I an edgelord for liking Spawn's design? Like, a lot of that stuff from the 90s looked super cool. We did manage to walk away with one Prismafoil. That looks pretty good. Oh, do we have a little damage on here? No, I don't think so. Well, maybe on there. But I did tell Bob that I was going to send this to him, so I'll let him know and see if he wants that, right? Yeah, right. But chimichangas and unicorns and other low-hanging fruit jokes. Yeah, I get it. But again, packages are going to be pretty stacked next month because I forgot to add the Shadowhawk cards as well. So those are going to be extras in there. You're going to have the Wildcats cards. There's going to be lots of cards coming in from October, including a lot of the Disney Lorcana and stuff like that. We still have more breaks coming in before the end of the month. We have a Wednesday break coming on an I Must Break You, so that'll be a lot of fun. So don't be afraid to hit me up. And if you want in on these and all of the stuff we've had over the past, please do me a favor. Hit up patreon.com/JeffMay. Sign up for one of those rookie card tiers. Not only will you get that, but you'll be getting the You're a Good Kid, Larry, You Deserve a Woman with a Big Ass sticker by At One Giant Hand, courtesy of the Taffeta Darling. And by the way, as a reminder, and I might as well say this while I'm here and while I have you, Taffeta is doing a stream on, I believe, November 2nd. I will be a part of that. I will be doing part of the streams. This is all for charities, trying to raise money. It's super, super cool. I will be there. I think I'm going to be doing stuff with my good friend from back home, my cool friend from back home. Excuse me, I'm just got to swallow my water real quick. Hold on. Cool friend Ken Reed. We're all mutual friends, so I think I'm going to kind of do some stuff maybe with him. It's going to be a lot of fun. But don't forget to give me a follow, a like, a subscribe on here. Obviously, it helps. Blah, blah, blah. We know the drill. Means a lot to me, but you guys are all great. You got a Scott Koblish signed Deadpool Flashbacks book in Vancouver for the cover price. Imagine my delight on finding he's a cool friend. Well, Zach, I will let him know about this when I see him on Saturday, when I go to he and his beautiful wife Jill's party on Saturday night. Yeah, so you guys are great. I cherish each and every one of you. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your weekend. If you are only watching this and you're not going to be here next time, please, by all means, have a happy Halloween and enjoy yourself. And until then, I'm going to take off. Talk to you guys later, and I will see you later. Bye.